next letter is the letter ذال, and ذال is exactly the same as the letter dal, but with a dot above it. So it has the same rules, the same way of writing, and it is pronounced exactly the same as the T and the H in the English language in the word the. Let's see how it's written in the four movements, which are the harakat, the the, dhu, the, and the with the sukoon. The, it's kind of the in the word ذهب, which means he went, or dhu in the word dhubab, which means flies or mosquitoes, and the in the word dhamma, which is a complicated meaning that I'm not going to explain, and the with a sukoon, like in the word الذال, which means to humiliate. We have two different ways of writing the letter ذال, and they are exactly the same as the letter dal. So the rule also applies to letter ذال, which is that the is not connected to the letter that comes after it, but only connected to the letters that come before it. And one more thing that I didn't mention before is that the alif is not connected to the letter after it, but only connected to the letter before it. And this is something that I did not mention in the letter alif, but I did mention in this example that I'm going to tell you now. In the when dal comes in the middle of the word, but let's say that you have an alif before it, like in the word Shadli, which is a name, okay, or a nickname. So Shadli, as you can see, you have the sheen that we didn't explain yet, and the alif that we did explain, and then the dal. And if you notice, the alif and the dal are not connected, because alif is not connected to the letter that comes after it, and dal is connected to the letter before it. But because alif has a certain rule, so we apply the rule of the alif. So alif is not connected to the letters that comes after it, and thus we write it separately. And we have the second example, that is sudjun, which means stupidness or dumbness. So if you notice that dal is connected to the sin, which is a letter that we didn't explain yet, and not connected to the jim because it is after it. So dal does not connect to the letter that comes after it. I hope this was clear, and let's go to the next letter in the next one. Assalamu alaikum.